have much more to say to you, more than you can now bear. So let me just sum it up by saying, Happy birthday. Now, I'm sorry if you're confused, but you know how we celebrate Jesus' birthday on Christmas? Well, Pentecost is like the Christian church's birthday. Let me explain. So, when the day of Pentecost came, all of Jesus' disciples were gathered together, and suddenly a huge sound like blowing wind came rushing into where they were all staying, and it filled up the house. And suddenly, all of them saw these little fires spread and rest on the top of their heads. And some say that at that point, they were filled with the Holy Spirit, which allowed them to speak in many, many different languages, which was important for what happened next. You see, they were staying in Jerusalem, and at that time, there were many, many people living there, and they all spoke different languages, like many people in many cities around the world do today. Well, the people of the town heard that same loud wind noise and came running. And as the disciples came out of the house, they started to notice that these disciples were speaking in a way that everyone could understand, even though they all spoke different languages. It's a little confusing, but through the Holy Spirit, they were able to communicate to all that were gathered all at the same time.
Et erit omnis quicumque invocavit nomen Domini salvus erian, et calesitae cor omnium sofesitae.
Now, it would definitely be surprising to come across someone like that. And you know how sometimes when people are confused and scared that instead of listening and waiting to understand, they just make fun of whatever it is that's scaring them? Well, that's what happened. Some folks started to make fun of the disciples, and that's when Peter, one of the disciples, spoke up. He said, "In the last days, God says, everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved." And on that very day, many folks began to call on the Lord. And some say that was the birth of the church. I wish I had more time because I have so much more to say to you, more than you can now bear. So let me just sum it up by saying, Happy birthday, church. Don't spend it all in one place.